Hey guys, today we're going to be looking at a different brand of earbud, the Bqeyz. These are a triple driver Bluetooth earbud. First off, these earbuds seem really well built, high build quality, a nice strong aluminium housing, detachable cable, nice ear tips, they sealed really well in the ear. Both ear tips have 3 drivers. They have 1 balance armature driver and 2 dynamic drivers. These also retail at around $90 US, which is around 127 Australian dollars. The controller on these does seem quite large for just a 4-hour Bluetooth earbud. It does seem strong and well built, but just seems quite large to me. You're also not going to get a cover over the charging port on these earbuds. It's probably not a huge deal. A lot of the covers aren't great quality anyway and do break off or don't work really well, but they do stop dust getting into the port. The fit of these earbuds is quite good. They have a quite tight loop on the cable. It reminds me a little bit of the TRN V80 cable. They just go over and in like most IEM earbuds. Like I said, the ear tips seal really well. They have quite a lot of sound isolation, really hold in the bass, quite comfortable in the ear. With the battery life of these, they advertise around 4 hours. I wasn't able to get 4 hours out of these. It's going to depend on how you use them, the volume, the type of music. If you're just listening to podcasts or making phone calls on these, you might get 4 hours. These are quite loud when using these and wearing these. I only had them up to around 80% most of the time. I did test them out at 100% with dance and house music, quite intensive music to drive, lots of bass, lots of sound. I was only able to get around 2.5 hours out of these. However, at around 80%, which is still quite loud, I was using these in the gym, just music that's on the charts, more of hip hop, rap kind of music. I was able to stretch that out to around 3 hours at that 80% volume. So if you are listening to them a little bit quieter, again, podcasts, phone calls, or listening to some podcasts and some music at a little bit of a lower volume, you probably will get that 4 hours, but I wasn't able to get that at louder volumes. They have Bluetooth 4.2, they advertise around 10 meters Bluetooth distance. You will get that 10 meters, but if you are going around corners, moving around a lot, I did experience some dropouts, especially in the gym. If I put the phone down behind the bench and I was moving around picking up weights, things like that, I did experience a few dropouts. Again, at home, walking around to another room, more dropouts. It's not a big deal if you're close to your device, it's in your pocket and you're using these, but I do have to mention that. Also, when using these, I didn't really get a video delay that was noticeable, so it's fine to watch videos, play games on your phone, those kind of things. The overall sound of these is really good. A really full sounding earbud. Lots of bass, lots of deep bass, a really strong and punchy sound. Compared to some of the other earbuds that I've reviewed, the vocals were slightly recessed, nothing over the top, just something that I noticed. You'll get strong highs, but they're not overly bright. I didn't notice any sibilance. I don't really like earbuds that have too much highs or anything that's too bright. I didn't really find that with these. These are at a really nice place with the highs. These don't really have a big sound stage or a lot of separation compared to some of the other KZ earbuds and other earbuds that I've reviewed. These do sound a little bit more closed. However, these have a really good overall sound, really punchy, really bassy. great for everyday listening, really good for in the gym to keep you motivated. However, if you are using them in the gym, you have to keep in mind that these aren't waterproof, they're not sweatproof, dustproof, anything like that. And another thing, if you are exercising with these, I did say they were quite comfortable. However, when I was using these in the gym, they fit quite nicely in the ear, but I did notice that cable coming over the top of my ear a few times while exercising. Most of the time they were okay in the gym, but I did notice that when the cable just came over a few times. If you were running with these, you're going to have a few issues. The main thing is cable management. You got this big loose cable and the large controller. So if you were running with these, you're probably going to need something to control the cable. This is just something that I have off another earbud that I own, and I was just clamping the back to control it, and that will fix a lot of the problem. You will be able to run with these. However, I still did notice the right ear coming out a few times just because of the larger controller on the right side. I did find myself adjusting them while running. Comparing the sound to some of the earbuds that I've sort of reviewed recently, the TRN V80s. The V80s compared to these had a little bit more definition, a wider sound stage. However, I did find the V80s slightly harsh and they don't have as much bass as these. The Bqeyz, it's a hard name to remember, they have a lot more bass than the V80s. A lot more punchy, a lot more deep bass. Comparing these to the KZ ZS10s, again the ZS10s have way more definition, way more separation, wider sound stage. If you like a really detailed sort of technical earbud, I would definitely go for something like the KZ ZS10s. However, the Bqeyzs had a lot more bass, a lot deeper, a lot more punchy, and if you really like a bassy earbud, you're definitely going to like them more than the KZs. Probably one of the closest earbuds to these is the KZ ZS3s. I would say they sound quite similar. However, the ZS3s have a little bit more vocals and mids, and again, they're not quite as bassy as the Bqeyzs. So overall, I'd definitely say if you like a bassy earbud, if you're a bit of a bass head, you're really going to like the sound of these. Great build quality, like I said. I don't have a lot of issues with these. The main issue would just be the cable management and battery life. 2.5 hours if you've got them up maximum. Most people get about 3 hours out of these. It's not a huge amount of time, but if those two issues don't bother you, you're looking for a really bassy Bluetooth earbud, definitely recommend these. I really like the sound of these. If you were looking at these and this video has helped you choose whether you want to buy these or not, please put a like down below. If you've enjoyed this video, please give it a like. If you really like the content that I've been making, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next review.